This conference will now be recorded.
So in our last class, we discussed about how to import OS related to your current, how to handle your current working directory, or how to handle a file, how to make a file, or how to create a new folder, nothing but new directory, how to move the files from one directory to other directory. All these things we discussed in the previous class. But one thing is worrying me. One module, it can be a OS module or the module which is created by you. I can able to access only one time. When I click on execute like F5, I can able to access only one time. For example, this is one module which I created long back. It has something message like print hello from mod1 x equal to 10, nothing but a global variable because it's outside of the module or a class. And then I'm giving one function called def display one and some message or some statements, control some statements within the function. So this is my first module, and I'm importing this module to module 2. So import module 1 to new script called module 2, and I'm giving some message like y equal to 20. Again, it's a global statement, and I'm doing some kind of aggregation function like sum. Since x is going to be a module 1 variable, so mod1 dot x plus y is going to be the local global variable within the script. So I given without any prefix called mod2, and I given some kind of a function called a show function, which I'm going to display all the values. Now, if you want to consider the directory of the location of the mod1, so this is the thing what I written. When I execute this one, the module 2, the data is executed and it imported the module 1 and displayed also as per my expectation. But there is a scenario I want to execute the same module to multiple times. Is it possible? Or is it possible for me to import mod 100 times? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So those scenario, I can go for reload concept. So the reload concept will help me to import the modules 100 times or 200 times or how many times you want. So you can see here. So reloading a module is nothing but generally what we suggest is, not we suggest, the people feels if I want to reload, just use import, 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 import. Is it the right method means? I will not deny that they are wrong, but thing is there is a proper procedure we can follow. So if you followed import, 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 import and print high, what system will do is first three imports has been overrated by fourth import, and finally the system is going to say in hello module whatever you have that will be print, and finally the print high will be displayed. You can see here high and hello 3 times done. Sorry, this is the only one high. So if you write 4 times or 5 times or 100 times import a module name, import module name, import module name, import module name, it is not meaning that it is going to be reload the module. It just overwrite your existing module in case if you don't have .pyc or if there is any modification, it will be overwrite. But ultimately, the data is going to be updated only once. It's not going to re-execute 100 times. When you say import, it is just taking a help features from the your mod 1 to mod 2, but it's not going to be do the execution activity. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Samar.
So if you write 100 times import also, it will not be work. So that is the thing what you written here. Expected results is 4 times the hello has to be there, then high has to be there because print high also given. If what is my expectation was 4 times hello and 1 time high, because reload a concept of what I want to what I'm looking for. But actually when you use import 4 times, first 3 times, first one, second hi, second hello, third hello, will be override by fourth one, and only one time hello will be there, one time hi will be there. That's all, nothing else. And because the PYC file is going to be executed only once, and the PYC file is executed only once, so the one execution will be happen. So because PYC file for hello is created first time itself, hence the second time onwards, no PYC file is not executed. So it's not going to be show hello second, third, and fourth time. What if I want to execute multiple times? Reloading concept will support. So how many times you want to display hello, the module which you want to be display, the first module, then you can, depending on reloading concept, instead of using multiple time import. So reloading module, we can reload the module using reload function of import module. So import hello, import imp. So I want to import two things, import hello and import imp. There are two different files. Print hi. Now this imp is nothing but will help me to reload the concept. So this imp is a module which help me to do the functionality of reload. So imp dot reload, that is a function name, in bracket which module you want to be repeat. So hello again. So when since I use second time reload hello, so second time hello will be there, and third time I want to be re-execute, so third time it will be execute, and fourth time I want, so fourth time it will be execute. So that is the reason you can see hi, the number of times hello you mentioned. Clear? Any questions? Any questions on this?
No, Amar.
So when modules are in different directories, so this is important. So right now I able to execute import mod1, and I can able to import the module 1 and I can able to execute it. So when I execute, system is giving outcome as per my expectation. The reason is mod1 and mod2 are in the same directory called modules in day27. But I have one file here. I want to import the modules, mod1. Now the file is in different directory, mod1. So mod1 is there in a Yamini folder, and I'm trying to import the mod1 into a different file which is there in desktop. Both are two different directories. When I'm trying to execute, it will show an error. No module name mod1 unless until if I have mod1 file in desktop, because one is available in desktop. So I am expecting mod1 is supposed to be in desktop only. Are you getting my point? So how to handle when the files are in different folders, alias in Python terminology, different directories. So what I'm trying to do here is, just for an example, import mod1. I just did some exercise like y equal to 20 and some aggregation I'm doing. And when I'm trying to give the sum, system is going to give an error saying that the mod1 is not available because 1.py is available in desktop, mod1 is available in day 27. So how to handle these things means we are going to depend on packages. So for what you learned is functions, modules. Functions and modules are one hand. Now all your modules we are going to be represented by using a package. Amini asked me long back. So I want to know how to handle pandas library or how to handle numpy library. So these are the libraries. In this library packages, we have different modules and different functions. So package is a folder or a directory which is collection of Python modules. So these Python modules can have different functions. So to treat a folder or a directory as a package, we should contain a file called double underscore init underscore underscore dot py file. It is going to be empty script with a name called underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py, then system treats that it is the particular folder is behaving like a package. So package can also contain sub packages and modules. So what I'm trying to tell is I have one folder called Yamini, which I'm showing right now. This Yamini can have a different files called day 1 to day 40 example. These are different folders. These folders can be considered as a sub packages. When I say Yamini is a main package. So to consider Yamini, our system has to understand Yamini is a main package. It should contain a empty script called underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. Similarly, to understand this day 40 or day 1 or day 2 or day 3 as a sub packages or sub libraries, we need to be these folders should also contain underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. If the file doesn't have that one, system cannot consider that is going to be a sub package. And this Amini folder can have a subfolders, and subfolders can have modules, or Amini itself can have some modules. So if I'm going back here, this is my Amini folder, and I have some files here. You can see .py. Assume that these are not video recordings. These are .py files. So these are nothing but modules, and when this test file is nothing but submodules, and within the submodules again I can have another submodules from day 1 to day 40, and here when I open anything you can find files. These are nothing but modules. So you may have one library. Within the library you can have sub libraries. Within the sub libraries you can have modules, or within the main library itself the files what you're seeing here can be a module. Is it clear, the hierarchy? So what is the requirement to handle this kind of modules and submodules and libraries? In the sense, going forward, the file which is existing in day 1 can be accessed by day 40, or the file which is there in day 5 can be accessed by day 20. Are you getting Yamini and Giri? Right now, mod 2 is available in day 27. Day 27. So only the files which are there in day 27 modules can be accessed mod 2 and mod 1. But when I made it as a library or sub libraries by with the help of underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py, then this file mod 1 and mod 2 can be accessed by a different folders. No need to be write the same syntax and same code again and again. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Amar.
You can see here I just created a file name called underscore underscore init underscore underscore. If you see within that, nothing is there. It's just an empty file. System has to understand the folder is a subfolder or a main folder. I just created an empty file, nothing else. If you see here, nothing is there. Only one .pvc is created, and this file has been created so that since the file is existing, system take this one as a subfolder or a main folder. But why I'm taking as a subfolder, why I'm telling subfolder or main folder, in the sense, this folder, demo folder, has this underscore underscore init. But how can I know whether this package one has a subfolder or main folder? Means if I maintain one more file here, IDL. I'm just saving the file with empty file, nothing else. What is the day here? Data T1. So go to Yamini folder, test files, data T1. Now give underscore init underscore dot py. So the file is created, empty file. You can see here. Now what system will understand is, since data T1 has init, it is going to be like a main folder, main library, data T1. But within this library, I have a package one. This package one has init again. So this one is going to be this package one considered as subfolder. Within the subfolder, again, I have one more subfolder called demo. The reason why I'm telling subfolder means, again, it has also have init underscore init underscore. Since there are three levels. First one is the data T1 is a main library. Within the main library, I have sub library called package one. Within the sub library called package one, I have one more sub library that is called demo. So within the demo, I have sample one and sample two. So right now, I have a privilege to use sample one and sample two at the file called sample3, or at the file called reloading3, or sample3, or module in different folder. So anywhere I can use. So right now under main library called data T1, I have some modules. Hello, module in different folder, package, reloading, and sample3. So all these are different modules, and I have sub library called package one. Within the sub package one, sub library one, I have one module called sample3, and I also have another sub library called demo. Within the demo sub library, I have two modules, sample one and sample two. Earlier, before creating a library, I was expecting sample one, sample two to be in the same folder, and I can able to use import function, the functionality of sample one and sample two. But going forward, I don't require to bother about that. I can create a file here, and I can able to use it here. Now you can see import demo.sample s1. So demo is the subfolder. You can see here dot sample s1 as s1. Alias name I used. Going forward, no need to be enter the full syntax. To give the alias, with the help of alias name, I can shorten the name. So demo is the sublibrary name, and dot sample one is nothing but the module name as s1. And import demo.sample2 as s2. As s2. Now z equal to 30. So in sample one, I have some names, and sample two, I have some variables. And z is the global variable within the sample three. So w equal to s1.x. In s1, nothing but demo sample one. More in a file, I have x variable plus s2.y. So in a second script, sample2 script, I have y variable plus z, whatever I created here. Now display 3. I'm creating a new function called def display 3 s1.display and s2.display, and print z value, print sum of the values. Now when you run it, you can see x value is 10, y value is 20, z value is 30, sum of the values is 60. Now if you observe here, I did not define any x variable here. I did not define any y variable here. My x variable is calling from s1. My y variable is calling from s2. If you go and see it here, S1, nothing but sample one has x variable, which is hard coded like 10 global variable, and it's showing that x value is so and so. So if you're coming back here, you can see the calling function of display one is also defined in def. So s1.display1. S1 is nothing but demo sample1. The calling function of display1, the function what you define there, I'm calling in display3 directly. So finally, I just called display3 instead of defining separately. When I'm calling display3, automatically display1 and display2 also is called. Amini and Giri are getting how to define your own libraries and how to call a function when it is in different folder.
Yeah, Amar.
But ensure that you're supposed to prefix with the subfolder name also. So demo.sample1. Demo is the subfolder name. You're given the entire syntax. Earlier we used to give the path from C:// Amini folder / day31 / and everything, the entire path. In the same fashion, we are expecting the path in this fashion, like the subfolder name dot the module name. And going forward, I don't want to write this much, so I used ls name as s1. The same example I just showing here. Same example. So you have an option to give this. Now this is an example for you people. I want import multiple files from multiple locations. Can I able to do it? I have sample1 in a demo folder, demo folder. Now where is this package? Source. Not this. Now will it work? Just show me. Tell me, will it work? I'm showing the syntax also.
It will work, Amar.
It will not work. The reason is this syntax, if you observe here, that is under day31.
Mhm.
Day31. If you remember, I just opened this one, sample3.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to import the files which is there in demo folder,
Okay.
right? So according to day31, this is, if you assume this is going to be main library, the sub library is going to be package1. So the system will go to package1 and it will start searching for sample1 and sample2. But right now we don't have it. So system will show an error. Let's see. No module called demo. So to get success on this area, so demo is under package1. So prefix with package1. Are getting my point? So this file is there in day31. So to get the sample1 file, I have to enter into package1 and then I need to go to demo. Within the demo, I have sample1. So I'm giving the same thing. So go and search in package1. Within the package1, there is another folder called demo1. Within the demo1, I have a file called or a module called sample1. So you need to give entire syntax. As I told you, from the C:/ to the extension of file, how you are giving the layman terminology, the same passion. If you have 4 levels, you have to give 4 levels. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, Amar.
So here the same thing. From test.demo.sample import star. If I use import star, that means I'm not restricting myself. I want only the variables, or I want only the module or functions within the module or within the file. From the sample one, what are the files are available? Everything I want to be import by using from import function. Or so, and going forward, no need to be prefixed with the file name, like sample sam1.x, sam1.2, y, sam1.z. No need to be prefixed that because it's a from import. When it comes to normal import, you have to prefix. You have to mention the file names and you have to prefix with sam1.x, sam1.y, sam1.z. So you have to give that one just for recapping purpose, or else no problem. You can skip this slide. Now, file introduction. How to handle a file. Till now, whatever you learned by using a list or everything just for understanding the concept. But in reality, we are going to work with the files, which have number of rows and number of columns. So in all programming languages, processing a data in a RAM, but RAM is volatile. Once the execution is finished, the data is going to be removed. Programming languages are good in processing, but programming languages are bad at storage. When I come into R programming, Python programming, SAS programming, all these are very good to store, to processing your analytic skills. But when you're coming to the storage point, those are very bad. They can handle some amount of GBs only, or some amount of storage only. It cannot be handled more than that. After completion of your work, the RAM will be remove that particular storage. That is the reason when you start store, Amar, my Hadoop is handling, my HANA is handling large amount out of it, like petabyte data, not even gigabytes. Petabyte data are JBs, gigabyte data. But why not my system? Because I'm handling the data, so I need to analyze the data. So when you're coming to reality, those are databases which can store the data. But when I come into Python, SAS, R, Aveka, or SPSS, all these are programming languages. Excuse me. It will take the temporary data and store it into RAM. Once the analysis is completed, the RAM will release the database. It's not meaning that the data is removed from your database. The data will be there in the database, but which you consider for your analysis, that will be stored temporarily in your RAM. That is the reason when you're working with the same data with 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM or 32 GB RAM, the performance will be changed. And if you're working with programming as a programmer for SQL, maybe 4 GB RAM is good enough. But when I'm working with Python, we expect 8 to 16 GB RAM. When you're working with deep learning concepts like image recognition using Python, the same Python programming, we expect large scale RAMs. I will suggest work in the server itself, remote servers, not in our local systems. Though you write the program in local system, deploy the models into server itself. The reason is the memory is required. So all programming languages are very good in processing, but they're bad to store them. The languages are very bad in storing the databases, or you can say values. The Python program is processing within the RAM, and after processing, they can be stored in any one of the following files. So once you complete your analysis, just now, around a week before, I give an assignment for you. I given an Excel. I'm asking you to process it. Then after processing, you have to come up with some solution, right? The solution can be store it in a local environment like Excel or a CSV file or PDF file or XML file or JSON file or a TXT file with a local environment like file formats. Or you can push the data to any systems like SQL, Oracle, or HANA, or MySQL, DB2, anywhere, or MS Access, or Cassandra, HBase, wherever it's possible, you can import the data or you can export the data. When you're importing, take some amount of data which is possible and do the analysis and send it back. For Amini point of view, since she wants to go as a developer, she's connecting to SQL database or some database, and she'll process it and she'll push it back. Or if there is some data has to be shared outside of like external party, she may copy it to CSV file or Excel file or a PDF, which nobody can able to modify any data. Are getting my point?
Yes, Amar.
So when you are coming to how to handle a file, I'm not talking about how to connect a database, because we're not yet come to that level. We should know how to handle a file, and we should know how to read a file, and we should know how to close a file after completion of your work. Amar, why after connecting I completed my work and I stored my results in another file? Is it mandatory I need to close my file? Means I will say 100% it is mandatory. The reason is your memory is blocked for the particular database. Once you finish your work, when you know there is no further work with the particular data, it's better to release the memory so that that memory can be allocated for some other database, or the performance of the system can be increased. So better when you open it, close it. So open a file by using a syntax, close a file, read a file, and write a file. These are 4 different operations we can do it by using file formats. For every functionality or operation in a file formats have different syntaxes. You can see here, for performing the above operations, we have built-in functions like open for opening a file, open and close bracket. For closing, close, open and close bracket, read, open and close bracket, and write. These are the 4 functions we are going to use it. When you say file format, again I have different operations I can do, or different modes we can do it. I can only read the file, but I will not have option to write the things, or I want to do the append activities, or I want to rewrite the things. I want to write and read, or I want to read and write, or I want to append then read, or read and append. So different modes we have it. You should know all the modes what I mentioned here. So read, write, append, then test mode. You need to open a file in a test mode, or you want to open a file in a binary mode, B, or you want to write and read. Then 2 functions you want to do parallelly, one after one. Within the parallel in the sense one after one, by giving single mode, then you could say WX. When you say W plus, write it will take as a first priority, then read is going to be happen. When you say R plus, first it is going to read the file, then it is going to write the file. Then A plus is nothing but append the data, the new data, and it is also reading the file. So this is the way we can able to this. We'll see one after one. So these modes you have to mention while opening a file itself. That is a condition. So open function is a predefined function used to open a file. So I have an Excel file and I want to open a file. But when I'm opening by using a syntax called open, it is also mandatory to give a mode. What if I'm not giving any mode? Means by default it will take a read mode only. It will not have an option to write. It will not have an option to append or etc. It will take by default read mode. At the time of opening the file, we need to specify which kind of mode we require while opening it. The mode indicates what purpose you are opening a file. By default, it's a read mode, and other modes you have an option to select it. Now, how to open a file? What is the syntax here? Means open file name dot extension. I have one file, Python file.txt. Sorry, and mode equal to R. R is nothing but reading a file. So the system is going to be read this file python file.txt in a read format. Nothing but you will not have an option to write anything. You will not have option to append anything. And storing this data in F file, F variable. When you see print wherever you stored the data file f dot read function to read the data. You can see the data got read. Now finally, once you finish your analysis, then you have to close it. So f dot close. System is going to close the file, so the memory will be released. Clear? Any questions? How to read a file?
No, Amar.
What if my file is in different folder? Give enter syntax.
We need to specify the path.
Enter syntax, yes. So the file is here. The file is here. Some tasty file. And my Python file also is here. So I just given only the file name with extension. So the system is accepted this. But in reality, we cannot expect the file, Python file and the file which you need to be read, maybe in the same folder or maybe in the different folder. Assume that this file is not here. File is somewhere here in different folder or outside of family folder itself. So just give the entire syntax with the file name. So right now my syntax is C colon users slash silu slash desktop slash Yamini slash the file name dot txt. Clear? Any questions?
No.
These are just for information purpose, but in reality we never generally I won't use it. Even I will not come across any kind of situation. So tell and seek. These are two different functions which you can rarely you can say you will use it. Tell where the cursor is located. So if you want to see my cursor is first line, second line, if the first line where exactly which position my cursor is located, if you want to see, you can use tell option. Or if you want to moving the cursor from one location to other location, the location where you desire to be there, then you can use seek. So tell where the currently the cursor is, seek moving the cursor to desired position, then you can use seek. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to read the file, again the same Python file I'm reading, storing into a variable called f. Now print f.tell. When you use f.tell, it is going to tell you the current position of the file. So you can see here 0 position. Print f.read. The file is going to be f.seek at 8. So the cursor is moving from 0 position to 8th position. So I'm asking system to tell f.tell. So again system, I'm asking where the cursor is located. Again, I'm reading the file. From there, I'm reading the file. That means first 0 to 7th position will not be read. It will read from the position from 8th position to till the last. It will be read. Are you getting my point? Hello.
Yes, Amar.
So when you read this, system is going to when you're reading from starting. When you're reading here, system is reading from the starting position because tell is going to be in the initial state, 0 position. So the entire name is got displayed. But when I'm telling go to 8th position, first 0 to 7 position will not be displayed. It displayed somewhere else. First 7 positions is not displayed. Now I'm asking the position to go to 11. So I got something else, some other name. Clear? Or not only in the forward index, you can also follow backward index. I want to read only the last 4 positions. Then use backward index also. Once you finish your analysis, you can go for f.close. Any questions? How to use forward index and how to use backward index? Or you want me to go in detail on this? Where is this? 33. Tomorrow we'll continue with seek and tell. Then we'll get more idea. Any questions on this? So far, whatever we covered.
No, man.
So these two seek and tell will have a couple of examples more. So tomorrow we'll discuss about this. And what about
Okay.
tomorrow? Tomorrow, you people are comfortable to continue?